Today we're making a traditional Jordanian dish, Sajiyeh, a beef and pepper skillet packed with flavor. There are many versions of beef skillets around the world, and every country has its own unique twist. I'm going to show you the Jordanian way. Tender meat and crunchy vegetables in a flavorful sauce. This dish connects you to generations of Middle Eastern cooking. Traditionally, Sajiyeh is cooked outdoors in the countryside over wood or charcoal. But even at home on a stovetop, Sajiyeh is just amazing. Let's get cooking! If you're new here, welcome. My name is Kitty, and this channel is all about Middle Eastern recipes and culture, with a special focus on my beloved country, Jordan. Let's have a quick look at the ingredients. Most cuts of boneless beef work well for this recipe. Sirloin yields the best result for this dish. Bell peppers, aka capsicum, are traditionally added to Sajiyeh. You can use any color here, or go for a bit of all colors. A regular yellow onion, a tomato for the sauce, fresh garlic cloves, nut powder or paste. To fry, we'll use ghee, which is essentially clarified butter. You can find it at any Middle Eastern or Indian market, as well as many conventional grocery stores. More on ghee later. To season, we'll only need salt and pepper, and optionally smoked paprika or 7 spice. For exact amounts and the printable recipe instructions, check the description below. Ready to get cooking? Let's get started. We'll start off by prepping our vegetables. Peel the onion, cut it into halves, and cut each half into thin slices. You could also cut it into large cubes, thick slices, or finely dice it. It's a matter of preference. Now, peel the garlic cloves. For this beef skillet, I like to cut the cloves into thin slices. This will yield a beautiful taste and texture. You could also crush them with a mortar and pestle instead. Next, let's chop our tomato, which will add to a flavorful base of our skillet. Remove the core and then finely dice the tomato. I don't peel my tomato, but you could do so if you prefer. Last but not least, we'll chop our bell pepper, aka capsicum. Trim off the stem end, remove the core, cut the bell peppers into half, and chop into thin slices or cubes. I like to use a combination of different colors to have a more varied flavor profile and a colorful dish. My personal favorites are red and yellow, but green works just as well. Once all veggies are chopped, set aside while you prepare the meat. Place the beef on a cutting board and cut it into thin slices or bite-sized cubes. To ensure tender meat, cut against the grain. This helps the meat stay juicy. To replicate the authentic Sajiyeh, which is usually prepared outdoors on open fire, I use a wok-style pan when making this on the stove. Heat a generous tablespoon of ghee in a large pan over high heat. Once the ghee has melted, add the garlic. Fry for about 10 to 15 seconds, just until the aroma is released. Be careful not to burn the garlic. It should be fried only very briefly. Add the cut beef chunks to the pan, along with half of the salt and pepper. Sear the meat for 1 to 2 minutes to brown it on all sides. The goal is to create a nice caramelized exterior. The meat should not be fully cooked at this stage. By the way, I like to use ghee for this recipe, which is basically clarified butter. It adds to the taste and is suitable for frying at high temperatures. Olive oil is the traditional choice in Middle Eastern cuisine for most dishes that are cooked at moderate temperatures, such as soups, stews, or rice dishes. However, for frying and cooking at high temperatures, ghee, sunflower oil, or canola oil are better choices. Once the meat is seared, it's time to add in the chopped bell peppers. Mix well to combine with meat and garlic. Stir fry for 2 minutes until the peppers start to soften but remain slightly crispy. By the way, this beef skillet doesn't contain a lot of seasonings, mostly just salt and pepper. The dish gets its flavor from the sauce and a smoky flavor if cooked outdoors. That's why I add some smoked paprika when making it on the stove to get some additional flavor. Add in the chopped tomato, the remaining salt and pepper, and smoked paprika if using. Mix everything together and stir fry for another minute or 2. The tomato will beautifully blend with the ghee and the juice of the meat and vegetables. This creates a flavorful sauce for our Sajiyeh. Finally, add onion slices and fold them into the skillet. I add the onion slices last, not with the garlic at the beginning. That's because we don't want soft onions as with stews or soups, but we'd like to maintain the texture. Fry for another 3 to 4 minutes until the meat is cooked all the way through and the vegetables tender but slightly crunchy. The exact cooking time depends on how much you're making. A small amount, as in today's video, only needs a couple of minutes. A large amount of servings needs longer and more stirring to cook evenly. Look how beautiful our Sajiyeh has turned out. It's a perfect blend of tender meat, crunchy vegetables, and a juicy sauce that has a combination of all the flavors of this dish. Serve warm immediately after cooking. Serve with fresh lemon, yogurt, some creamy hummus, and of course some fresh bread of your choice. For a more satisfying meal, serve with French fries, a green salad, and your favorite mezze dishes. Enjoy!